Hi guys. Well, last night's video was taken down by YouTube. I offended them at the 19-minute and 42-second mark, when what was interesting was I mentioned Jim Humble's protocols that I won't mention here, but it's the number one protocol. After I got through and described everything concerning success with Melanie's friend, whose father is Samoan. He had marvellous success. So tonight I thought I'd go over and listen and just go over what the Cleveland Clinic has to say about hypochlorous acid. And then we're going to read even more in depth about how our own body makes hypochlorous acid from the authorities. But I'll do that after we once more visit ICC and follow the trail there once again. And yeah, let's take a look around. You can see last night's video removed. Okay, let's just click here, ICC, there it is, looking rather marvellous, scrolling down to the beauty of... Hi guys, this is the letter. The beauty of Yahweh, looking oh so shrouding. March the 26th, 2013, he was just blown away by the apostolic letter that Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI wrote, announcing to the world, Yahweh-Jesus, Brian Leonard Golightly-Marshall, is indeed the resurrected, returned, reincarnated Lord Jesus Christ, the 3 R's. Continuing at the site, as we did last night, all of the documents that you can download, and I would strongly suggest, if you haven't already, that you do that. And last but not least, going over to Ko-fi.com, where we can support the invisible man behind the scenes, keeping the site running. We can tip through donation. It goes in US dollars and goes straight to the developer according to the platform. And thank you to Faye, oh there's Yahweh, who's given more. And Heiko, thank you for responding to the call. And John Westerman, yes, I saw that, John, that you had given a tip, and as soon as I found out there was a link to follow, of course I was over there to give my 2 cents worth in a tip. And the gallery, AI, yes, but also Yah, and AI is good for some things, a lot of things. Oh, yes, talking about some things it's not good for. I watched a documentary, Gigafactory, constructed by Elon Musk in Memphis for his XAI, massive supercomputers, all to do with AI, using 35 generators that are spewing poisonous gases into the air and poisoning the local people in Memphis. They are fighting against it. It's totally illegal, and it's a travesty. It's disgusting, absolutely disgusting. So yeah, right. AI in that regard, or ask Grok. All right, ask Grok, why is he poisoning? Hello, for his existence, why is he poisoning the residents of Memphis, who are fighting against it? All right, let's get back to hypochlorous acid. The Cleveland Clinic, here we go. The authorities. I'll put the links in the description box. What is hypochlorous acid and why should you use it? So the Cleveland Clinic, and remember what our our Samoan man who got completely cleared through X-ray. His chest cleared up completely and he was at stage 4, taking his medical lollies, pressured by his daughter, whose friend is our faithful Melanie. And hypochlorous acid grew by leaps and bounds over the past year, given its verified power as a disinfectant against COVID-19. Hydrochloric acid, HOCl, exists in your body. It's created by white blood cells as a defense system against infection, bacteria, and general ickiness. It attacks invading pathogens, breaking down the cell walls before destroying unhealthy invaders. The antimicrobial acid is lethally effective in carrying out its protective mission. Think of it as your body's own internal Batman. It's your body's natural response to bacteria, and it's very effective at its job. And then it goes on how it benefits your skin, fights bacteria, clogged pores, etc., speeds up wound healing and repair damage, and combats inflammation and conditions such as eczema or psoriasis. And that is our experience, Yara and myself, when we were in Fiji. That was our experience when all those who came to us, and hundreds of people came to us over that period of time. One man in particular, both of his arms covered with this eczema, this rash. So we just told him, get a bucket of water, put some of your, yes, calcium hypochlorite that becomes hypochlorous acid into the water and bathe your arms in it. He came back to us the very next day and just said, look, it's all gone. All right. So that's the Cleveland Clinic and what they have to say, and advise people about hypochlorous acid. But here's this is a site, Australian site here, which sells hypochlorous acid as products to be used in hospitals, hospital-grade disinfectants, etc., safe for pets, etc. But let's go back to where I was. It explains how it works. The immune system and hydrochlorous acid. Our body has its own defense, known as white blood cells, that use hypochlorous acid to combat foreign invading microorganisms like bacteria and fungi. These white blood cells, also known as neutrophils, respond to any tissue invasion by migrating to the site of infection. Neutrophils seek out these invading microorganisms, surround and eliminate them using hypochlorous acid. This process is known as phagocytosis. Hydro-E, this is their product, is a hard surface disinfectant which is effective against germs and a broad range of bacteria, including Staphylococcus aureus, which is MRSA, VRE, CPE/CRE, Salmonella, and Acinetobacter bacteria. Right, okay, so then it goes on to describe the product that they are selling. So, hypochlorous acid, produced by our own bodies, which is what we have been sharing with people all of these years. And the summary from Jim Humble, you can read here, and he tells you what it is as calcium hypochlorite, and what it isn't. It becomes hypochlorous acid. Hello. And yeah. So I'll upload this, and thank you all again. Oh, no, I wanted to tell you as well. Let's get back here. Oh, that's right. Now, what's being bandied about in the world outside is nimbus and stratus, two cloud formations. However, the latest variants of what has become known as COVID-25. All right, and now apparently chitin, C-H-I-T-I-N, which is a polysaccharide that makes up the wings of insects and the prawn casings, etc. Like it's a protein that becomes hard, if you like. But chitin, I know, has been used in food products for years and years and years. You know, that whole WEF, eat bugs, they shall eat bugs. Well, 65 million people have been eating locusts for a very long time. John the Baptist lived off locusts and honey. They have a really high protein content and carbohydrate shortly behind them. But so they're regarded rather like a delicacy. However, our own body, the gastric juices within our stomach is actually called hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric. So we have hypochlorous that are produced by our immune system, but our stomach gases are hydrochloric acid. It's a weak hydrochloric acid, gastric juices, which breaks down the chitin. So something that breaks down the chitin is called chitinase, and that's what ivermectin does, and is so effective against the yeah. All right, but what I wanted to talk about was apparently, if you have a sore throat, that they describe like razor blade throat. That's a sign that you may have this new variant that they're trying to push upon the world. Now, talking about razor blade throats, I had strep throat in 1990. We'd just moved to Vancouver, Canada. It was the day after Christmas, Boxing Day, and I couldn't talk because I had strep throat. And what I didn't have with me was my tea tree oil. We drove down the I-5, which was an ice block. Vancouver had the most snow they had in 34 years. Thank you. We had a white Christmas. But we ice skated all the way down for about 10 hours. Normally it would be about a 5-hour trip. Landing in Vancouver, Portland, just outside Portland, Oregon. Yeah, right, okay. And lo and behold, a health food store is open. I get some Thursday Plantation tea tree oil, and within 20 minutes I'm talking again, and my throat is feeling just fine. That's the power of tea tree oil against strep and staphylococcus and all kinds of other things. In World War II, our soldiers in their medicine chests to carry tea tree oil with them. It wipes out ecosystems. I'm pretty sure I read it on the flight over in 1990. The gifting of the Melaleuca tree, which is the tea tree oil, to the Florida Everglades. So they planted them and it wiped out the organisms all around the place because that's what tea tree oil does. So I'll put a link also underneath the Cleveland clinic and what I just read about, you know, the hypochlorous acid products, etc. I'll put all of the links in the description box, but there are 13 essential oils that are recommended for razor blade throat, aka in my world strep throat, beginning with cinnamon oil all the way down there. You can see tea tree oil at number 11, and then finishing with thieves oil. I'll tell you a story about thieves in my world. Yes, so this site explains them all. They're all very effective. And what makes essential oils so effective is that unlike pharmacia, which is after batch perfection, so that every batch, no matter when it's made, decades apart, they're all the same. Well, that's how your body adapts and becomes antibiotic resistant, because you know, they get used to same old and builds up a resistance, and so antibiotics no longer are effective at doing what they're supposed to do. Enter essential oils with their microbial activity, they're antiviral, anti-germicidal, they're tremendously, powerful oils. And every batch is different. Why? Because they're grown all over the world, different times, different seasons, whatever. Every crop is different. So the body can't adapt. And that's why they are so effective all of the time at combating, yes, even the Black Plague. It was the apothecaries who got through the Black Plague that had a combination, a recipe using clove oil and cinnamon oil, and they would actually thieve the bodies of the dead. And so when Gary Young, who's the man that started up Young Living Essential Oils years ago, he died a few years ago, but Young Living Essential Oil still lives on, and Gary was given, he's a bit of a, Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of guy, Harrison Ford, going to the ends of the world and forests all over the place to find out the secrets there of, the plants in the area and why people live so long, that kind of thing. He came across the apothecary recipe for the thieves that kept them alive while everybody else was dying, and then produced it using his growing first of all, and then harvesting and distilling the oils from the different components. And I can testify, that saying about the only thing that will knock out a cockroach is like a nuclear blast. Well, I had my thieves, this is 2004, and I was in the post office at Ingleburn. My habit was to go there each day, and this day I had thieves in my handbag, and I saw a massive cockroach. So I got out the thieves and I sprayed it like this. People saying, "What's that?" And I was explaining to them what it is. Now, as it turned out, I had to go back to the post office about an hour and a half later, so I looked for that cockroach, found it as dead as a doornail, legs up, no sign of life at all. It had crawled in behind, a stand that holds all the brochures and things, and so again I proceeded to tell them how effective thieves is. You can spray it for a sore throat, anything, for disinfecting surfaces, but you can spray it in your mouth, spray it on your tongue, whatever. Kills cockroaches. All right, folks, so hypochlorous acid. And yes, our Samoan man who is completely healthy now calls it my medical lollies, because his medical lollies dissolves in water to become hypochlorous acid. All right, later, gators.